The president's economic team has come under some criticism, namely Treasury Secretary Geithner, for not instilling a great deal of confidence with regard to plans to shore up the financial system. And one of those areas focuses on something that you would think would be simple, but apparently it's not, and that's staffing the Treasury Department. This is how the AP reports on it on March 5th. Critics say part of the problem is that Geithner is flying solo. Not one of his top 17 deputies has been confirmed. And without senior leadership, lower-level Treasury employees can't make decisions or represent the government in crucial conversations with banks and others. If you go to Treasury's website, your own website, under the heading of senior Treasury officials, there's one name on there, Tim Geithner, the Treasury Secretary. If this is an economic war, isn't this akin to going to war without an army?
So I think we need to be clear that there are certainly people there. He has brought in people. They're obviously not a large number of them are confirmed. I don't like the reference to the Treasury staff unable to do anything. There is a huge professional career staff, and if you think of what most of the work we're having to do are the nuts and bolts, getting all of these programs that we're putting into place right, it's that career staff.
But Paul Volcker, another top economic advisor, said it's shameful that these people are not in place. His top officials are not in place. You say the people, the career people. I've certainly talked to people who are in the Treasury Department and say the people responsible for communicating with Wall Street, for doing that nuts and bolts work, are simply not there. It's all falling on the Treasury Secretary. It's not as if this administration didn't see these problems coming back prior to taking office. Why wasn't this a priority, getting these people in place?
I mean, it absolutely is a priority. I think another thing, I do a little historical reference here, which is if you look at how many people we've gotten into senior positions in this administration, it's really very high in comparison, even at the Treasury. I think that's the numbers.
What's the historical parallel where you don't have any of your top people that you've nominated in the Treasury Department serving during the biggest economic crisis since the Great Depression?
I mean, you're absolutely right that this is a very serious crisis, and we certainly, need all hands on deck. The Treasury Secretary is working as hard as he can to get those people into place.
Is part of the problem that the administration or the more political advisors in the administration don't want people from Wall Street, don't want people who are experienced because they think they're tainted?
No, of course not. We want the best people to be dealing with things.
Right.
And
so what's the problem? Where are they? You just had 4 people withdraw their nomination, including Raj Cohen, who is one of the most senior people on Wall Street as a lawyer with Sullivan and Cromwell, who's advised all of these banks, and now he's pulled out.
I think one thing to realize that the Obama administration is doing business in a different way, and we do have very strict rules on, the kinds of vetting requirements and whether you can have been a lobbyist and things like that. And it does tie your hands on some of the people you can hire, but we think the administration has made the decision it's worth it to have honesty and accountability and a sense of confidence for the American people.